Hello ladies, my name is Leila and I'm a unique presenter and I'm going to show you how to apply the 3D Plus mascara. I'm going to do a tutorial. I've tried multiple. Let's see if I can get this one off without a hitch and without busting out laughing. I'm by myself with no one to entertain me, so hopefully that will help. You've got two tubes. You've got your larger tube, which is a transplanting gel, and then the shorter tube, which is the fibers. A couple of tricks, like I notice when mine gets a little bit lower because I've had this for a while, and it feels like it maybe is thickening or getting a little hard to get out. If you put it in warm water, or sometimes I'll literally just kind of tuck it in my bra right here and let it warm up for a minute while I'm curling my eyelashes, which by the way I've already done because I have naturally straight lashes. It just helps to just loosen it up from the sides and it makes a huge difference. I don't pump mine, I just spindle it out. I scrape the excess off the tip because the tip of the brush can be used as a separator, and I get it off the actual brush. I don't need to do that on mine, but you will at the beginning because they're real full. So I'm going to just go in and I'm going to apply the gel first. I like to hold my brush vertical and hit all the tips. I know most of us, the tips of our lashes are lighter, so I make sure I get those, and then I just work the gel in really well from the root all the way to the ends. And this brush you'll find is really sturdy. It is a lot more rigid than the other one was, and I like it because you can really get in there and the brush is going to withstand it. I'll turn it the other way just to get a different angle, and I haven't re-dipped. Okay, this is the same gel from just pulling it out of the tube, but I like to really get a good coverage because that's what your fibers are going to stick to. But I don't just sit there and cake it and re-dip it and re-dip it either. Some people like to go from the top and push out. Because my lashes are naturally straighter, I don't like to do that because it doesn't take much to push these babies back down. So then you got your fibers. So when you come out, you can kind of just gently press it or roll it on your skin. It's good to just press them against the brush. And then starting mid-shaft to tip, you're just gonna feather the fibers in, okay? They look like little furry black dust. You're just gonna put it all in. Make sure you hit the tips really good, and it just sticks to the transplanting gel. Now I got a little bit down here, and these will just simply just brush right off. That right there is a little bit of mascara. I'll let that dry most of the time and then turn around and use a dry mascara brush to just kind of scrub it off. I don't use the applicator brush. So we've got one layer of the fibers, and now we're gonna seal them on with the gel again. So we just did gel, fibers, and gel. And if you have any clumping, you can use the tip of the brush again to separate them and just work it through. These tubes are really full when you first get them. And I don't know if you're like me, but I always like my mascara after I've used it for a minute. Let's get a little dirty. Okay, so that's just one coat. And it's good, as you can see what I'm doing. I just work all different angles. So that's just one coat. Now I'm gonna go ahead and I'll go down to the bottom. And honestly, I've had this one for going on 2 months now. So it's getting low, and I have used it over and over again to do my makeup and do makeup tutorials and all that good stuff. So it would even be fuller if I wasn't using it. Sometimes I use it a few times a day just using product. So then I'm gonna go back in and feather only one coat for me. of the gel, Fibers gel for the lower lashes is plenty. I don't really do more than that, but you definitely could. It's just whatever you like. Then you're gonna go back on with the gel again, and it gives them a little more length, as you can see, and definitely more volume. I like to go ahead and do my lower lashes while the top is setting, and then I'm going to do one more coat. For me, because I don't got a lot up there, it makes a big difference. So I'm going to go back through. I always just like to start at the tips, and I'm putting the gel back on again. Just working it through, go in different directions. Don't worry if you get a little bit on again, we'll take care of that. And got a little hanging off there. We're gonna go and just feather in the Fibers again for another coat. And this is for me, I just noticed it really kind of kicks in the length and the volume for me on the second. Okay. So we're gonna just seal that in again with the gel. Working it through really good. And this would be your time where you can turn the brush in a vertical position. Separate, because I have a little thickness right through here. Some people like a little bit of a chunky volume. I'm not a huge fan, but it's whatever you like. Get that off. And there you have it. So that's 2 layers. So now, without so much talking, just so you can get some real-time idea of how long it takes to do this, I'm gonna do it and not talk. I don't know, that's kind of impossible. I'll probably still talk, but I'm not gonna instruct. I'm just gonna go for it. I also have on our cream shadow. I love it. It does not crease, as you can tell. I've had it on since 7 something this morning, and it's almost 2 o'clock. So I love this stuff. It's great. And I mix it with my powder eyeshadows also. They look really good together. And it can even kind of be used as a primer, really. If you wanted to just put a sheer coat of the splurge and then go over it with the mineral, it looks really good. Going with Fibers again on this eye. So gel, now Fibers. And I didn't pat that down, and you can see I got a nice little dust bunny there, which is, again, no big deal. It comes right off. Again, I'm not going all the way to the base. I'm just working this in. I find if I close my eye, I can get the tips really good. You get that off. Look like I got a crazy freckle. Seal your deal. This is my better eye. It always looks better. We'll say this, and this is just what I've noticed. My lashes were not very thick. They're pretty sparse, and they definitely have got a little more natural length and more volume. I noticed that my eyelashes would fall out a lot, like really easily, and they really don't. I can tell a difference with using this. Let that set, go to the bottom. The fluorescent lighting in here is not super great, so hopefully I don't look too haggard with under my eyes with the light beating down. We all know how much we like fluorescent light in those dressing rooms when it's bathing suit season. All right, got one more coat there. And just to give you the full effect. Now I'm going to just directly go right on up to the upper lash. Do one more coat. You'll get the hang of it too, where you don't really have any clumping going on and there's not much separating. I highly recommend you use your brush in different angles because you know it's more narrow at the end to get the little ones. And second coat here, and I just lightly feather, as you can tell. I don't really rub. Okay, take that. If you tap, which I did, and as you can tell, it's really made them come off there. If you gently tap your fibrous tube upside down before you use them, it just helps to loosen them up and get them up to the surface and really helps to get them attached onto your brush. You can hear the cackling women in the background, probably because I'm at work. On my lunch break, not on my work time here. Working my other job on my lunch break. All right. I think I got that through. I'm just cleaning it up. Just getting it how I want it. And there you have it.